So hello guys, welcome to this week's Partwork show. Today we are going, I'll get into what we're doing a little bit later on. So let me introduce my co-host, the most wonderful, the most brilliant, I can't think of more words to describe him, just acknowledge he's brilliant. It's Horlicks.
Good evening everyone. Yeah, I can't believe it's Routemasters again.
Yeah.
Right.
I do apologise to everybody. I wasn't well last week and wasn't able to make the show, and I wasn't in a position to sort of say anything. So I really do apologise. But yeah, I've been raring to go. I've just had an idea, Horlicks. Do you think we should have a guest on?
Yeah, can do.
I had a guest for a while, should we?
No.
So let me just bit of magic. Oh, here comes one. It's Dave's Hobbins.
Hello. Hello, Penny, and hello, Horlicks.
How are you?
Hi, Dave. Oh.
I'm all right. Yeah, or I'm half left today. Something
You
like
are
that.
right. Always run for a bit extra.
Yeah, maybe.
Right. So, so thank you for accepting the invite to come on the show, Dave. I really appreciate it.
You're absolutely welcome. You're welcome.
I've got to be honest with you guys. I have been absolutely frantic before the show. As you know, I'm sorting my room out. I've recently moved and I lost issue 100. I've lost 103. What we did in 103. It's in a box somewhere. And I'll tell you what. I'll be honest with you. If it hadn't been for Dave's cool, calm collectiveness and good ideas, I probably would have just started the show and gone, I'm sorry, guys, I can't find the issue. We're going to have to cancel the show. But Dave, as always, the voice of reason, we're doing a slight change to the show. We're not doing 109 today. We're going straight into 110 and 111, which will give me an extra week. Basically, 109, we need to put the piece that we made in 103 onto the back of the bus, plus a few other bits as well.
Yeah.
Whereas 110, we can work around. I hate workarounds, but if I didn't do it, there wouldn't be a show this week.
Yeah.
Also, no, my cameras are really playing up, and I've been pulling cameras out and stuff and all sorts. So I will work really, really hard to get good camera angles for you guys. But if I don't succeed, please at least understand I'm doing my absolute best.
Yeah.
That's what I say. It's going to be the worst show I've ever made.
It'll be right.
No, it'll be fun.
It'll
Be
be
all right on the night. Who was it who said that? Dennis Norton?
Dennis Norden, yeah.
Norden, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Right, Horlicks, do you want to catch up on chat? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm mad now.
So, gold star goes to it's me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hello, Horlicks.
Horlicks was messaging me like 2 a.m. going, have you set the show up yet? Have you set the show up? I want to be first.
I think I commented about 6:30.
Yeah, it would be about right.
Right, and then we've got bronze and evening Horlicks. What can we start?
Silver.
Silver, sorry, silver.
No, funny. I'm sure it was right. There was a show the other day, last week sometime, and I'd made a comment, and I was listening to it, and I cannot remember who was reading the comments out, but someone had beaten me to first comment, and they got gold star, and I made the second comment, and I got bronze. And then you've just done the same, and I'm like, is this a thing that someone's not? Did I not get?
Maybe it was me. I'm getting confused.
It wasn't you, Horlicks. It wasn't. Actually, come to think of it, I know who it was, and no, it wasn't you. I'm not having a go. It's just, you know, did I miss out on the memo? From now on, there will be no silver.
It's been a long day. Anyway, DM silver, yeah.
Hi,
and
Andy.
then, yeah, Penny replied. So you got the bronze star, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Andy. Show tonight be at 8. Obviously you were ill last week, so there was no show. That's fair enough. So Andy says no worries. Hope you're feeling better. Build with Adrian. Good evening, all. Hi, Adrian.
Hi, Adrian.
We've got Johnny Dave. Evening, everyone.
Hello, Jolly Dave.
P40F20. Hi, all. More Routemasters with the Dream Team.
Hi, P40F20.
Hello, 40.
We've got Dano Builds. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Dano.
There's a lot of chat tonight, isn't there? I know you've got 25 at the moment.
Whoa,
Peter Whitlock. Hello and good evening, everyone.
hello, Peter.
Hello, Peter Whitlock.
We've got Mark's Mods. Evening, everybody. Good luck tonight, Penny, but you'll be as your screwdriver and mug of purple, but also you have the right man for the job helping you and the great Horlicks.
No, I will make one correction to your comment, Mark. I've got the right men for the job.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark. Love Minis. Hi, all. Hi, Love Minis.
Hello, Love Minis.
We've got Peter Whitlock. Sorry I missed you last week. I locked myself out of my phone by setting a new password and forgot it.
Oh,
That's
wow.
all
No worries.
It's funny because I missed me last week as well.
So, yeah, no, there wasn't a show last week, so don't worry. Dave Mack, good evening, everyone. Hi, Dave.
Hello, Dave, Mark.
We've got Mark Osborne. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all keeping well.
Hello, Mark.
We've got Chris Davies World. Hi, all. Hope is good with everyone and Horlicks and Penny.
Hello, Chris.
And
Hello.
then we've got Chris. Also, hi, Dave. So,
Hello.
we've got David Bassett. Got my red bus rover in hand, ready for another fantastic trip.
Brilliant.
Hello, David.
We've got Mike Headstone. Hi, all.
Hello, Mike. Did you like our
Hello, Mike.
Mike for the show? Don't know if anyone saw the thumbnail, but I rather like that.
Yeah.
I was waiting to use that.
Yeah, I liked it.
We've got David Bassett, Evening Penny, Horlicks, and Sir Dave Say.
Hello. Thank you very much.
Chris Davies World. Hi to Mike Headstone. We've got Christine. Hello, everyone.
Hello, darling.
Hello.
How are you?
We've got Yorkshire Crafter. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Yorkshire. We had an absolutely brilliant show this
Hello,
afternoon.
Julie.
We did a lot of those getting to know you questions, and it was really interesting. And even I learned a little bit about Julie today.
Ah.
I caught some of it actually. You were talking about how many miles from where you were born and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
well,
Yeah, it was quite cool.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, where you were born. Yeah.
You've got Chris Davies World. Has anyone seen YouTube on phone? Has changed with notifications on top. Mine was actually the same earlier, but then it might not have updated the app.
Yeah, I haven't noticed any difference on mine. I do get notifications that pop up, but I tend to get, because I'm subscribed to so many channels, I get a little phone notification that says so-and-so and 71 other channels have launched a video or has published a video.
But I think, Chris, you've got an iPhone, haven't you, as well? So that it could vary between Android and iPhone. I have got an iPhone. I've got the new 12, but it looks the same at the moment. But yeah, look out for that.
Don't phones just update when they want to reduce your battery life.
Yeah. Chris Davies World. Hi, Chris. How's you and how's Julie? And we got Verwain. Hello, all.
Hello, Verwain.
Yeah.
Sorry, I feel like I'm favoritisming when I say do that to one person and not someone else. You know I don't mean to.
We got Chris Davies World. Hi, Verwain. Mark Spuds was probably be me that said bronze.
It might have been Mark. It sounds like the sort of thing you do, but I genuinely can't remember who it was.
Yeah. So we're in the boat together. We're in the bronze boat.
It wasn't. It was just like on 2 occasions now, 2 different people have skipped from gold to bronze, and I'm like, is this? Did you forget to tell me the new thing or something? But it's funny because we've got extra content on our show out of it, so therefore it's got to be good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So we've got Mike Headstone. Hi, Chris Davies World. Hope you're well. Chris Davies says I'm good. Just modelling through the best I can.
Yeah.
Headstone, no show last week. I was late for that one too.
Yeah, not saying Mike is late, but he has actually just turned up for the last week's show.
With Chris Davies World, with the Osbornes here, it'd be like a pop group with Sharon.
Yeah.
Mike Headstone, sorry, Penny, you broke up then. Didn't catch what you said about the thumbnail.
Yeah, I said, do you like the thumbnail? Basically, what it was the last show that I did. Sorry, just bear with me. Sorry, I just seen on YouTube someone's comment got hidden. YouTube has this really weird algorithm where you could be really naughty and your comment will get published, and then someone who's been watching my stream for years can say something quite innocent, and it's like, you've got to approve this comment. Yeah, so last show I did, I was blocking around and I was sort of leaning on my bus going, I wonder if this is, be a good shot. Well, I can never remember whether to mention his name, so I'm not going to say his name just in case. But I have a guy who watches the show. He doesn't take part. He's for whatever reason he doesn't, and he's made some really brilliant artwork for me. That's why all my graphics have changed. Well, literally 10-15 minutes after I'd said that, he'd sent me an email which I didn't get till after the show, and it was titled "Careful What You Wish For." And I showed everyone and we all laughed, but it was one of those, yeah, that's really funny. Well, hang on a minute, that's actually a really good thumbnail. So
yeah,
I decided
to okay, Chris Davies World. Maybe it could be on iOS at the moment. Yeah. And then Penny, your thumbnail is awesome also. Yeah, it was good. Do like that. Then we've got David Bassett. Gutted our result on Monday night, Penny, but it took 2.5 billion of talent 87 minutes to go in front. Seeing so many of our first choice defence was missing and they only had training for 2 days.
Yeah, I wasn't disappointed by the result. When you think that if you've got one player on loan whose wage alone could probably cover your opposition's team 10 times over, I'd call a 4-1 win a terrible result. But no, we played well, and yeah, we're going to go out at some point. Yeah, I'm not disappointed. We went 1-0 up, and last time we played Tottenham, it took, can't believe it, we were 3-2 up with 1 minute of regular time to go, and we lost 4-3. But yeah, no, it was a good night, and yeah, I'm not disappointed. So, right,
Okay.
sorry.
That's all right. No. So we've got Matthew Ballroom. Evening all. What number did the Spitfire go to?
Evening, Matthew.
What number?
Hi, Matthew.
Hi, Matthew. Yeah, are we up to 40? Right. It's, I think today, issue 44 was released in the newsagents, but subscribers will have up to issue 46. Is that what you meant? Tell me if I've misunderstood you, Matthew.
That sounds right, doesn't it? Yeah, it sounds right.
Mm-hmm. Then we've got David Bassett. So proud of their efforts.
Yeah.
And then we.
Yeah.
Dave Matt, missed you last week, Penny. Hope you're feeling better.
Thank you, Dave. I do appreciate that. Dave Mack. I'll have to call you Dave Mack so don't get confused with Dave from Newcastle, Geordie Dave, and Dave Say from Yorkshire, and Dave Bassett from Aylesbury.
It's all about should call it the Dave Show.
Yeah.
It's all about Dave.
If you think you're Dave enough.
Yeah.
At some point, you've got Chris Davis.
Yeah.
So,
Talking to Chris, yeah, it's the same. Miss Penny last week. Always like watching the videos and lives. We got Mike Tedstone. Hello, the secret guy who does Penny's. Hello to the secret guy who does Penny's thumbnails.
I just can't remember if I can say who he is. Some people don't like to know. It's some people don't do it for the credit, do they? They don't do it because they want everyone to go, oh yeah, thank you to Fred Blogs. I'm eternally grateful. And also some people do it because they don't want people hassling them for graphics. It's okay doing it for one or two people, but if you suddenly got 400 requests, could you do me some graphics? It's not fun anymore, is it?
No.
Dave Matt says he agrees with Chris Davis well.
Yeah.
Dieter Bordeaux. Hope I said that right. Hello. And
hello, Dieter.
We've got Bowain. Hi at Chris Davies World. Chris Davies says, yes, Dave Matt, you're awesome. I'm glad you subbed to me also. Chris Davies World then says, how are you, Bowain? Dave Matt, no worries, Chris Davies World. Chris, yeah, Dave Matt, thumbs up. And then Matthew Boreham, last video was 15 onwards. If you're talking about my Spitfire video I last did, I did 15, 16, and 17. So
yeah, that's right. We're all working hard to get Horlicks up to where we are because would I be right in saying that you weren't going to do the Spitfire and then you just love it so much you're like, actually, I need a bit of that Spitfire action.
A bit like the Routemasters.
Yeah.
I was watching you. I think yours, Penny, was the first video I watched on it, and then I got engrossed. And the more I watched it, the more I had to get it. And it's the same as the Spitfire, but I was really trying not to get it because I'm not actually sure where I'm going to put it yet. But I thought after watching,
none of us ever thought that far ahead. I bet you Dave Say thought, I'll have a bus. I got no idea where it's going to go. And then as he gets into it, he goes, no, actually, I'll have 3. Let's just really go for the problem, shall we?
Yeah.
So, but no, I don't actually know what issue really persuaded me. It was one of them, and I was like, I've got to have this. So yeah, I bought it. So it wasn't cheap really because I had to lay out a lot of money initially because I'd missed it as a subscription. So I literally had to buy all of the issues from the shop in one go.
Yeah, but you were lucky.
Luckily everything was in stock, so I ordered the whole lot. But now I'm up to date with the subscriptions. So okay.
Own all 130 issues.
Pardon?
Do you actually now own all 130 issues, or you still got your subscription running?
Oh yeah, no, I only bought the ones from the shop up to.
No, what I meant is like your subscription is finished because it's not Well, I don't know. I don't know how long ago it's finished anymore because.
Are we talking about Routemasters?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh sorry. Yeah, I've got them all.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought it was Spitfire again.
The
No.
Routemasters finished early September, didn't it?
Yeah. I've got all my. Yeah, I've got all the bus. I started subscription from one.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't as late to that. But yeah, no, yeah, that's all done. I'm missing 4 issues that Adrian kindly gave me earlier. So as soon as mine come, I need to forward them to Adrian.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, oh my god, chat's going mad.
Yeah, it's all right. That works to my advantage because then it gives me less time to build, and then I can't sit there after 5 minutes and go, "Well, guys, I can't do anything else."
We've got lots.
Chris Davies says, "What would you call me?"
Ooh,
Then Dave Mack says, "Penny, just call me Big Mac."
Is that with or without the special sauce?
I'm fried.
Did I just? Oh God, yeah, that could have been taken the wrong way, couldn't it?
Naturally.
Chris says he likes that. Mike Tedstone, call him Dave, the thumbnail guy.
Dave, the thumbnail guy. I know he's watching this and he's chuckling. So if that's, but it wouldn't be surprised if I've got an email already.
David Bassett, theme tune. Dave is on the road again by Manfred Mann, perhaps. P40F20. Is your name not Dave then? That is going to cause some confusion.
Yeah.
No, I'm Rodney.
Dave Mack, yes, P40F20. Chris says hi to P40F20. David Bassett said no, it's Rodney.
Oh, no, I genuinely didn't see that comment, David.
Dave, yeah, last. P40F20 says hi at Chris Davies' World. Chris Davies says Dave say needs a bassist garage next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Garage,
I
yeah.
probably meant buses.
Yeah, bus garage.
It's quite
That's
funny.
what I meant,
When we trying to figure it out, I think me and Dave was both looking at the next comment going, yeah, we know what it means.
Yeah.
Chris Davies says hi to P40F20. Mark Smart, Horlicks, you're going to have a 5-litre coffee after this chat. Yeah. My mouth's drying up already.
I do have a massive coffee cup on my my wish list, so I'm sure Horlicks appreciate that.
Yeah, I might have to go make a coffee. No, Chris says Mark, he needs a swimming pool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just great at Chris Davies' World. How are you? Chris Davies says he's good. Dave Mack says with special sauce, perhaps.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Matthew Borum says, I'm trying to find Spitfire issue 11. Website sold out, nor can I find it on eBay.
That's because everyone loved issue 11 so much that they all went out and bought it. Or they mucked it up and they all had to buy replacement issues.
Yeah.
Isn't some people building second engines to display outside?
I think so, yeah.
So that could be why.
Mm.
I do have spare issues, but I've got a big, massive pile of boxes, and I'm trying to get this desk. Once I get this desk sorted out, I'm in a position to sort my boxes out. I've got loads of spare. I'm trying to get rid of a lot of stuff that I own, and carrying spare issues of various Partworks really isn't helping my space.
Yeah.
So I will go through all my Spitfire spares.
Okay. Chris Davies says, call me Sean the Sheep.
Call you anything you like, just don't call him late for dinner.
Matthew Bum says, I'd recommend the buses theme on the buses theme song.
I would love to do on the buses theme song, but I really don't know where we'd stand on copyright. And the last thing I want to do is have the show taken down.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Yeah.
I was going to use it on my very first. I think I might have used it on a couple of my original videos.
I think you did, yeah.
And then I didn't change it because I didn't like. I just changed it to freshen the stream. But
Yeah.
I actually don't. I think I did get a copyright thing, but it wasn't a strike. They just said, "Look, you're using our song, but we're going to monetize this for you."
Yeah. I think also if you use, I'm not. See, this is the thing, right? I don't fully understand copyright. If I tried to explain it, I might get it wrong, and if people follow what I say, they might get it wrong. So this is why I tend to really be over careful. But I did see somewhere about if you can copy someone's song so long as you play no more than 20 seconds and only once. But I've got a video coming up in the next month or so, and I do an absolute blatant copyright, and I know I'll get away with it because it's a single note. You know, when you have these songs and you can tell just from a single note what it is. It's like the thing that the one for me is the intro to Michael Jackson's Bad. First 4 notes, so all you need to play, and I know exactly what the song is. I think that get away with because there's no singing, there's no actual melody or anything. But yeah, if you're not sure about copyright, just steer clear of it.
And interestingly, though, the original my original Routemaster coming soon to my channel. This is new. I think I used the On the Buses film soundtrack throughout the whole thing, and that has not been marked or anything.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Anyway, John's Model Making says evening all. Chris Davies.
Hello, John.
Hiya, John. Chris Davies says hi, John.
Hi, John.
Hi, Chris. This is just chat between themselves. How are you, John's Model Making? John's fine. And that's it. That's the chat.
Wow. Round of applause.
Yeah, round of applause. Absolutely.
I didn't try and set you up there, Horlicks, for something really bad. I didn't realize there was that much chat.
You did. No, it's fine.
Right. So again, I will apologize about cameras. I will be doing my absolute best today. But you had problems with cameras, don't you? Well, you had problems with cameras?
Oh, I did. It kept blue. My stream kept crashing, and then I was getting blue screen. And I thought it's because I updated my RAM, because this literally happened. I put more RAM in the PC, so I'm now on 32 gig.
Right.
And ever since putting that in, I was getting blue screens, and I thought, well, it might be the RAM because that's a common thing. But then I did a test and it was fine. And then I realised that the Logitech camera app was freezing. So what I did to fix it, I actually went into Device Manager, deleted all existing drivers for all of my cameras. Then I just installed Logitech software, and then everything touch wood, everything's working spot on. And I think it's maybe some conflict between the drivers for that and Windows.
So I might have to book you one evening or one afternoon or something, and you're going to have to help me do that. When I first put the camera in, I was getting all sorts of problems. And it was mainly when I switched cameras, and then when I switched back, I didn't like it. And then the way I rectified it was, oh, he's getting a flash now, look. Okay. Don't know if he's coming or going there. What I did, I plugged no more than one webcam. Yeah, he's just showing off. Look.
I can check the back of my hair, make sure it's all
nice haircuts there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
So what I ended up doing was plugging no more than one webcam into each bank of USBs. So I had one in the front, one in one bank, and one in another, and that did the job. And when I moved to my current address, obviously I unplugged everything on the computer, and I just shoved anything in just to get it going. and it was working fine. So, okay, fine. Since Friday, I've had conflicts, and I'm looking at changing my pre-recorded videos to actually accommodate it, because I can still run this in OBS on default mode, but it doesn't do the widescreen. But really, why should I accommodate my videos for a fault? This is the most expensive webcam I've ever bought, and it's the one that plays up the most.
Yeah, and I had the same. Like, it was just not. It worked fine, and then that obviously when you plug these cameras in, it just automatically starts working because Windows has its own drivers.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing by deleting all the drivers and then knock my cameras out, I reinstalled Logitech software, and touch wood, I mean, sod's law I'm going to cut out in a minute, but touch wood, it seems to be all right. So I think that's fixed it.
Yeah. So do you have any problems with any non-Logitech webcams, or all your cams Logitech?
All of mine are Logitech, yeah.
Right. Because the one that you're looking at me through right now is a camera that costs about 30, 40 quid. And it's brilliant. The only thing about it is you can focus, but it's manual focus, and I've actually got to go right up and I've got to twist the lens to focus, which is why I put it on the monitor, because I've got it fixed to about this distance. I can use it for building. It's not quite such a good quality as the Logitech, but it's about £100 cheaper than Logitech. You wouldn't expect it to be so good. And you see, look, there's no problems here. It's absolutely fine. And it's actually the camera that's given me the least issues.
Yeah. It's just the software to back it up, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, Chris Davies says if you did Michael Jackson, you could break dance to it. And the last comment is John's model making. How much was your webcam, Penny? So I got one too. I got one on Penny's recommendation. I think they've gone up a bit, but I think at the time of my purchase, it was 149.
Oh, was it as much as that?
Mine was, yeah. I think you got it on Black Friday, didn't you?
Oh, I didn't buy it from Amazon. That's why I can't find it in Amazon. No, I bought it when I wanted to buy it, it was out of stock. And I paid a little bit more for it and got it from one of these tech companies. But I don't even know if they really were UK based, because it took quite a long time to come. But it was cheaper. It was quicker than the time I expected to come from China. I think it took like 4, 5, 6 days to arrive, working days, which I thought was quite shoddy for a UK-based company, especially as I actually had to pay for postage. But it was far too quick for a Chinese-based company. But yeah, it was about 100. To be honest with you, it's about the same price as a Logitech 920, except the 920s and 930s. There's always someone doing a deal, and you'll always pick them up for about 100 quid somewhere. Whereas the stream cams these ones seem to be a bit less than that, but you won't get them on a deal anywhere. Not yet, anyway. They're too new.
I was a bit like that because I was looking for because after you recommended it, I was on the hunt for one and I couldn't find one anywhere. They were out of stock, but I managed to find one on Amazon. But I wanted the black one, but the black one was completely out of stock. So
where I got this from, if you got the black one, I think it was about £40 more expensive than the white one. And it's no difference between the two. And I just looked at it. Do you know what? I don't want black that much.
Yeah, you could paint it, couldn't you?
Yeah, I was like, I want the black one, but they didn't have it in stock, so I ended up with the white one. I was like, yeah, that'll do. But I would ultimately like to get the Brio. I've seen a lot of good stuff about them, but they're like 250, 300 quid. And for a camera, it's just, yeah. But I was sorry to keep going on. The C920, the C920 we've got, I've seen a YouTube video. You can actually take it apart and fix the autofocus, so it's a lot quicker.
Really?
Yeah, there's a little tip you have to do. You have to take it apart and twist something inside, and then the autofocus is like almost instant.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm planning on doing it, but I think it's quite difficult to get apart because a lot of it's glued. Well, some of it's glued, and then you have to take off these bits for a secret screw. But yeah,
brave enough to do that.
Yeah, I probably would.
I wouldn't dare. I would not dare.
But
right. Sorry, I've seen a comment that's going to come in, and I'm getting ready for it. Are we all frozen or?
No,
all right. Well, they're still here.
Do you want me to take over from the chat? Give you a bit of a break, Horlicks? You've done a long old shift there.
Yeah, you can do.
Okay. Mark's Mod says, I have 2 of the cameras, never had any issues with them, but it could be the PCI card. Yeah, it could be. Well, Horlicks is now saying that he's not got any conflicts at the moment, so it could be that. I don't know. Trouble is, I mean, no one has exactly the same PC anymore, do they?
No.
I bought mine from you Horlicks, and even that's different from yours now, from the one you sold me, because that's the great thing about them. This is a comment I saw coming in. Can you remember where you got your lamp from? Right, I will just about to post a link into the chat. However, I bought this about 3-4 years ago, and it's currently unavailable, but they do some very similar ones. It is a really good lamp, but it's extremely bright, possibly too bright. A lot of people complain my lamp is too bright, as you can see. It's very, very bright. And the problem I have with this, there you go. If I turn the brightness down, can you see I get those fuzzy lines going up and down the screen? I don't know if it shows. I'm going to steal it. Yeah. And so the only way I could stop those lines is to have it on full brightness. And then Chris Davis says, how you do that as you might be better from how you do. Oh, I wish Horlicks was doing the comments now. How you do that as that might be better from mine.
I think that's altering the camera settings.
Oh, of course. Yes. Yeah.
I think it's going to be, no disrespect, but because of obviously your eyesight, I don't think it's going to be something you'll be able to do. But what I can suggest is that because I haven't done it myself yet, if I get any joy with it, we could always arrange something like you send it to me and I can do it and send it back if it goes well. But I need to take mine apart first. I've seen the video, it looks quite straightforward, but the proof is in the pudding. I need to do it myself and see, if this is going to work. But I think it might be a little bit difficult for you to do.
Right. Are we like to see a video on that then when you do that?
No, probably. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Logitech camera as good looking and sleek as me.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So.
Right. So it's only 8:45. Should we do a show?
We better. All you viewers, you're keeping us busy with the chat, and it's brilliant. It is brilliant.
Yeah, it's what makes it different from other people's shows. We might have the same content, but the viewers make it different, and then and then you'll go on someone else's show and go, oh, this is the best show I've ever been on, and then they'll be back on mine and go, oh, is he better than that one? And that's all good because it means everything's getting better.
Yeah.
So I'm going to switch my camera because yeah, okay. So like I say, I am struggling with my camera lately. The reason I did that was I did actually have something on the desk I don't really need to see. Right. So as you can see, look, I don't go blind. I go in knowing what I'm doing, allegedly, which makes it worse when it all goes wrong then, doesn't it?
Do you want to go full screen, Penny?
Yeah,
There we
go. Oh, wrong one.
Oh,
wrong one.
Oh.
No, wrong one.
Wrong one. Maybe
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
I'm
So,
out of practice.
that's all right.
Okay, so fitting outer panels and trims. The roof panel supplied with the previous issue is fitted, which is obviously not going to be fitted today.
Yeah.
Together with the trims at the joins, we also fit a corner panel and the side trims, which we will be doing. So, key to parts supplied, you've got part A, which is a front left corner panel.
Do you know what? I got something that would be absolutely superb. I got these plastic tweezers. I did try to pick them up with a finger, but these parts, that is absolutely brilliant. I did have a look at it. I was actually checking the quality of the camera, but that is... Now, I think these panels being thin is a good thing. You've got this lovely, beautiful metal panel, but you don't want the panel so thick that it weighs half a ton. I struggle to pick my bus up as it is.
Mm.
And that's actually not being purposely positive. That's being me.
Okay, so then you've got B, which is a front strip, and it doesn't give you a number for it, but it's the one that's got 4 holes in it and like a little a mouse hole on the end.
Yeah, I did pick up on that. I mean, it's the smallest of the 4 strips, the smallest of the 4 strips, but I did notice it's got that little notch there. It's got a half circle on it, as well as 4 holes. So I'm guessing that it will be practically impossible to get that fitted in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Being that shape. Now I'm just going to hang that over the edge. You can't see it, but I'm hanging it over the edge of my cutting mat because otherwise I just won't be able to pick that up. It's so thin.
Okay. Part C is another front strip, and that's got 4 holes in it as well.
So this one is the middle child. And it's pretty much like you've, well, apart from the little hole, it's pretty much a photocopy of the, well, it's not really, but it's like a photocopy with the end cut off. Yeah, I just make things up as I go along there, wasn't I?
Okay, part D, there's 2 side strips.
Okay, I'll just show you the one because I'm going to call these one J, because when you've seen one, you've seen them all.
Out of interest, I can't remember. Have they actually got markings on the back?
We shall have a look. Oh, yes. We have A182. So let's... these should, in theory, have the same marking on this one. Yeah, which it does. And, yeah, we've got to look at that, didn't we? So we've got B114 on the middle child strip. And on the tiny strip, I'm guessing there won't be anything. Oh, there is. A187.
Okay.
So remember that, guys. I might be asking you a question on the end of build quiz. How many people are now writing that down?
Okay. So that's all the parts, and then we've just leaves us with screws. So we've got 19 red NM screws.
Oh, my favourite screw. Yeah, my focus is really out on this. One of the things I loved about this camera was such a quick focus. Oh, that is this focus on quick again, mate. Right, so roughly probably 19 screws.
Okay. Then we've got 5 red KM screws.
There they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm guessing we need 4.
Okay, and then you should have 3 JP screws.
And there are 3. And these, for some reason, if I was forced to pick a favourite screw, these would be the ones. Which is a really sad statement to make, really, wasn't it? If you have a favourite screw, you've probably got a problem.
Okay, so that is all your parts. So instead of starting from step 1 this week, we're going to revisit this and we're going to go straight on to step 6 to start with.
So, yeah.
So
right.
Step 1.
Across a little bit. Oh, you're not going to believe this. So I had a big old clean up this afternoon. I spent all morning looking for this. That's a cut key for my drill.
Do you not keep it on the cable?
I do, but then I forget to put it back on.
You should put it on a piece of string, Penny, around the drill.
I know. All the top YouTubers, they put theirs on a chain and attach it to whatever it is, especially with drill presses. No, I'll tell you a funny story. I don't know if Yorkshire Craft is still watching. Pre-stream, I'm brushing my hair. Going to put it in a ponytail. My hair was already in a ponytail, but it was all a bit pulled out and messy and that. So I took my hairband off, brushed my hair, and pulled all my hair back, put my hairbrush back down, and couldn't find my hairband. And I'm looking, and I'm going, well, I can't do the stream with my hand and holding my hair with my hand. And I spent ages looking for it. And in the end, I decided to, I knew where I had some spares. So I'm hunting through this bag, found the spares. Sorry if you can't hear me. So, of course, I had to let go of my hair to look through the bag. So when I found this hairband, I picked the hairbrush up and obviously had to brush my hair again. And there was the hairband. I'd put the hairbrush on top of the hairband. Which is the kind of daft thing that I'll do. Right, bear with me. I'm just going to do a quick switch of the camera. And I think that one.
Because we can't do the rear frame at the moment, that's why we can't do step 1, because we'll be putting the rear dome on.
There's a piece as well. I think we might be able to do it, but we haven't. No, we can't. We can't do any of it.
No.
But what's happened is the rear framework that goes on to the back, we made in issue 103. It's in one of my boxes somewhere. This is me being 100% honest with you guys. I know it's safe. It's not something I would lose. I would put it away carefully. I just can't think where of the 58 million boxes that I've put it. So I'm close to, basically I've got all my boxes piled up in the hallway, waiting to finish my bed. Once my bed and desk is at least usable, that then gives me more space to bring the boxes into the room, and that's when I'll start going through the boxes one by one. And I know it's in a box labelled Partwork Miscellaneous.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, this is all we can do. Is anyone unhappy with this view? I'll try and adjust the lighting with my super bright light. That's normally too bright, but in this case, this is perfect. And I'm afraid I'm going to be totally reliant on you for the instructions, Horlicks, because I've got no room. So,
okay. So the first step is to, on the front of the bus, you need to remove the 4 red KM screws holding the front blind frame 86H in place down one side of the destination blind as shown.
Right. And I remember I was advised to not put these in, wasn't I? And I said I'd rather put it in than we've got rid of the bit. Or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
So let's try a PH 000. Oh, that's perfect. You just love it when you pick a screwdriver head and it's just perfect. Again, if you've got favourite screwdriver heads to go with your favourite screw, that's probably got a problem as well.
Other side, Penny. On the right, just on the right.
We're just removing one side, are we?
Yes,
oh, yeah.
At the moment.
So, oh, that's lovely. Oh. I'm going to show off my ratchet screwdriver now. Look. Have I told anyone about this double drive? It's my new favourite screwdriver. I just wish they'd do it in purple.
Yeah, you said you can do all sorts of different things with it.
Yeah, I'll
it's like the Swiss Army knife with screwdrivers. I think you described it.
It really is. You've got I mean, they do 4 different screwdrivers. They do like a stubby one, they do a nice heavy duty one. This is the precision version. And I find it actually says 8 is either 8 in 1 or 10 in 1. And I'll be honest with you, I can't find what they mean by 8 in 1, but sometimes one of the 8 in 1, they might say light blue handle. And that's one of the features, isn't it? But I found that you can use the screwdriver in one of 3 ways. The only thing I actually don't like ratchet screwdrivers because I forget to change them when I'm undoing things.
Yeah.
That's the reason and then when you what? But you can, I think, oh yeah, and this one doesn't. A lot of ratchet screwdrivers, they have a lock, don't they? Usually have 3 positions. This is only 2 positions, so you can't lock it and use it as a normal screwdriver. But look, I've taken those off. So yeah, what's next then?
Okay, so step 7 is to fit the front left corner panel, part A, against the left wall framework 91A and the front frame 86F.
This is yet another reason for needing a different desk and bigger desk, and this isn't even my biggest model anymore. Oh, right. Okay, that is not lightweight anymore. Right, so let's just move my camera. That's not really great, is it? But right, so let's move that slightly back. I think that'll give us a better view. There we go. That's a better view, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good.
So we are taking our corner panel here, and I believe that's going to go on. We're going to have to take this masking tape off, aren't we? And I'll just keep that safe. I do now have masking tape, I'm pleased to say. And I've got like 8 rolls of it. So what I've now started to do, you know what? Doesn't that set that off with that line? That's got the wow factor this week. Right. That does not. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So you've got a little hole there. And there's a little bulge just there, which I assume is where the indicators are going to go. And trying to line it all up is a bit of a nightmare. But if you line up with that indicator bit first, the rest of it just kind of, it's not a precise fit, but we...
Don't forget, if you haven't already, to slide the top over underneath the strip that's along the front.
Oh. Yeah, it's... Oh, do you know what? We're going to struggle with that. We will struggle to get that in, but I think that will all pull into shape once it's screwed in.
Yeah, I think what you found is, Penny, once you put the strip alongside the destination blind coming down, I think that might hold it as well, and your other strips.
Yeah, right. I daren't let go of this because there's not really much holding it in place.
No.
I think that is the first step, first part of that step complete.
Yeah, so now you need to take the front strip, part B, and position it above the cream band. Note that there is a notch at the outer end circled in green above. So yeah, the notch needs to be down and facing outwards.
Oh, of course, yeah, I picked up part C. So that's going there. So I know you can't see it, but you've got a sticky 8-bit there. And now you're going to have a sticky 8-bit there.
Yeah.
So now you need to fix in place with 3 NM screws. And it says do not bend the strip at this stage.
No. Right, bear with me one sec. Right. Sorry, guys, I'm going to have to let go, which means I'm going to have to take this off. I just would rather try and use any leftover screws I've got from previous issues. Saying that, I might not have any. NM. Red NM.
Yeah.
Got one. I think, was this the screw that I was dropping loads of them on the floor last time?
I think you did. I did. My whole pot went on the floor one week.
Yeah. I think I saw that. I think I made a little noise when that happened to you, Horlicks. A little unnatural noise. It went something like, ooh.
I found them though, because I used the magnet mat and then just swiped it across the floor, and then all the screws ended up on it.
Another good feature about this, and it's not unusual, but it's got a really wide base, so you can really stand it up nice. So I'm selling this screwdriver now. Right, where's that? Okay. So I suspect once you get one screw in, it's pretty much going to hold it all in place, isn't it? Can you guys see what I'm doing? I think I'm going to go. God, I can't see a thing. It's not enough light. I'm going to take the glasses off. Right. So, go on, in you go. That's not wanting to go. Not sure if that's going. No, that's having a bit of a struggle. Right, I can see from the wear marks on the target that it's a near miss. So all I can really do is have a bit of a fish and a feel. I'm looking at these 2 holes and I'm kind of lining them up. Aha, right. So what I actually did, I resorted to pushing a little bit harder. But look at these 2 holes and make sure they're lined up. You know you're not a million miles away. And it was just I wasn't pushing hard enough. So a little bit extra, more strength than normal. Right, so I'll do the second screw. And as you can see, I've only put them in enough to bite. Gives me just a little bit of adjustment. You can't see, can you? I just figured out why I can't see out my glasses. I don't think I've cleaned them in 3 years. Oh wow, the miracle of sight. So I'm working here, guys. I know it's really hard to see, and I do apologise. It's because it's red on red, you see. So this part there, we're going to line the outside hole up there, and a little bit of, I won't say boot strength, but normally I'll screw a screw in and I'll wait for it to take itself. This one, you've got to kind of persuade it a little bit. So, right, and then the third one should be a dawdle now, shouldn't it? Oh, there we go, that's taken. So that one can go in all the way. And then I'll go back to the middle one, just in case screwing that is pulling the strip along, and we don't want it bent in the middle, do we? And I felt I could probably carry on screwing those screws, but that strip's not moving, so I'm going to leave it there. I can't see the point in over tightening for the sake of over tightening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then, so the next part of step 7 is to, so the upper edge of the panel, A, goes under the free end of the strip, 170, and study the lower inset and use 3 NM screws. I might help if I've got the instructions up. Use 3 NM screws to fix strip 107E to the front left corner panel 110A, wrapping the end of the strip around the corner of the model below.
So that's that bit there. So normally I'll go outsides and then the middle. I think what I'll do is I'll just push that a bit, not worry about what that's doing. I'll just push that a bit, do that screw, then push it and do the next screw, and then just gently keep pushing that, working it round the corner. Does that make sense? And does that sound good to you two guys?
Yeah.
But don't push it hard to bend it, because you want a curve in it. So you need my mum used to do ribbon on Christmas presents, and she used to run it along the edge of a pair of scissors, and then she'd give it maybe 4 or 5 goes, and it would just curl up. And that's kind of the principle that I'm using here. Right, that's not really laid down flat that well, but I think that's satisfactory.
I think mine did that, and I'm in an R about them, and I was like, it doesn't quite sit right, but it's worked out okay.
Yeah. Again, if you give it a bit of a push with your finger, you're persuading it a little bit. Right, this screw is not going in. But, there we go. I think I quite have it in the right angle. Right, again, that one could probably go in a bit more, but there's no movement, so I'm happy with it. Right, so using a cloth is always a better idea. So what I'm going to do is just give it a gentle rub, and you see it's gone about 1/3 of the way. Then we'll give it another rub. Like that. There's no scratching of the paintwork, and that's just worked its way around there. And that's not quite there, but I think that's there enough that we can now finish that off with a screw and a screwdriver. So does that work for you guys? Did that work? So I'll pop the screw into the strip, try and locate. Now I'm not screwing yet, I'm just bringing that around, and then I'm just trying to line that screw up. And that was lucky. The screw sprung off and landed on the table. Right. So slight change of tactic. I am going to have to push this strip down with my finger. If I steal the camera shot, I do apologise. Right, so I only want that enough to bite because I think that strips. Not. I did actually lose a screw there. Oh, that's a difficult screw to get in.
Yeah.
Oh well. Is this the one you were warning me about weeks ago, Dave?
Yeah. Just be very careful on the corners because it's easily to slip with a screwdriver.
Okay, I have to use my precision screwdriver in precision mode. See, I'm frightened to let go now.
It might be worth pushing the panel in along the side where it's bowed out a bit. Maybe you could hold that flat and it might.
Actually missing the panel. It's got. Oh God! Can't afford to lose any more screws. It's gone in a little bit low. There we go. Is that the one? Oh, there was a nice little click there. One of those. It's fallen into place clicks. No, it's not going. It is not going.
No, it can't be lined up, Penny.
No, it's not.
You'll need to poke something in there to line it up, or put some other strips on or something.
I don't even know if there's a hole. Right, let me pop the screw in, but not in the strip. It might well be it hasn't cut the holes properly. Right. I think that there wasn't actually any thread in there. And I've just made thread. Is that possible?
Yes, that's possible.
That now looks like a proper hole with screw thread in it, and it doesn't. Either I wore the thread away with my missed attempts, or I've now made thread.
I think what this issue teaches us all is to be very, very cautious on putting the panels and the strips on and making sure that all the holes line up. And we've all gone this way. Horlicks did, and I did, and several others did, where we've all had to make sure that all the holes line up with the panels and the strips. And these early issues really teach you how to do that.
Yeah. Right, so what I've actually just done there is I've actually put the screw into the hole without the strip. This is where it's just worked. You put the screw into the hole, screw it in, then unscrew it, then place the screw into the hole in the strip. Still do all the bending beforehand, and then bring the screw up to the hole. Then I'm pushing that panel to get it in, and it went in fine. And I don't know if you can see that, but that bend of that panel, that strip, I'm really happy with that.
Yeah.
Really, really happy. But where I'm not happy is this top bit is sticking out. And there's no overlapping on the panel, unless this one is meant to overlap it. So, I don't know.
I think actually the last panel I did, I had to get the Dremel on it and Dremel the hole out.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that.
Yes, mine's the same, I think.
Right. So
you may need to unscrew them screws slightly, then push it in, and then re-screw it.
Yeah. There's no actuals. It looks like this piece here should have gone on after this piece. But no, that's fine. We'll see how that goes. But the other side lines up perfectly. So, right. Okay. So I'm really, really happy with that strip. The fact that you can't really see it is actually a good thing.
Yeah.
You could see this, then it's something's possibly gone wrong.
Okay. Okay, so your step 8 is to position the strip 110C down the side of the destination blind, just overlapping the edge of the front corner panel, 110A. The strip is not symmetrical, so ensure that you have it the right way round, and then fix the strip into the front blind frame 86H with 4 red KM screws circled.
So these are the KM screws that we removed right at the start of this build.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So let's do our usual. Let's fit this strip in both directions. So that's
but then
it.
we get another 5 KM screws. So do you reckon they're to replace the ones we took out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So would you reuse those screws, Dave?
I would if they was all right, but it depends how mashed up the heads of the screws are.
Well, the heads aren't mashed up, the threads are. But the threads are the bit you aren't going to actually see. Right, I'm looking at this and I think this is the wrong way round. Is the top of the strip is there, but the top of this section is there. But and the bottom of the strip is right down here. But if I turn it around this way and line up the screw holes, the top of the strip is there, which is the same place as the panel for the blinds.
Yeah.
The strip finishes at the bottom of this white strip, cream strip.
Yeah.
So I believe that's the correct way round.
Okay. And then that's again, it's a similar lesson all the way around the bus, is to make sure that them strips go on the right way.
Yeah. I think it really is worth purposely positioning them the wrong way.
Yeah.
Don't put them in the wrong way, position them the wrong way, so you can see what's correct and what's not correct.
Yeah.
You can see how daft it looks. Not daft, but it doesn't look right. That screw doesn't want to tighten for some reason. Now, again, I normally go top, bottom, middle. I'm just going to work my way down because some of these panels are bowing. So, I
They
think
are
that
a
is.
longer thread.
Sorry?
They are a longer thread.
Yeah, I think that's why it's taken a long time to tighten. No, that one isn't. Right, let's take that one out and we'll place it in somewhere else. I can't even see it now. My eyesight's gone.
The new KM screws aren't any longer, are they?
I don't think so, but it might be worth looking into them.
I think that first screw that I put in, I think the thread's mashed up.
Yeah, because they are going into metal, aren't they?
Yeah, no, it's that bit in there that's mashed up. Right. If I was to put thread lock on there, push the screw in and put a bit of masking tape on it and left it overnight, would that stick the screw in?
Possibly, unless there's any pressure on it, forcing it back out.
Right, so that screw there, I've just totally mashed the head up there, as you can possibly see. But I am going to be repainting bits, so I'll leave that and I'll just touch that screw head up.
Yeah.
That's the screw that wouldn't tighten up there. And it's gone in there absolutely fine.
Oh, that's all right then, yeah.
It's the hole, not the screw, that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's a shame because it's the top screw. If it was one of these two middle ones, I really wouldn't give two hoots about it.
Yeah.
But it's like, as you can see here, I can pull that screw out with my fingers.
Okay.
So,
again, make sure it's all lined up.
It is definitely lined up because as you can see.
So it'll need a new screw in then.
No, it's not the screw. It's the screw hole.
All right.
It's the second screw. Look, the fact
Right.
that I can screw in and take it out. And
Yeah,
this
that's not good.
same with. So I will try the KM screw because I think this KM screw is going to be slightly wider because it's got paint on it. But we'll see. But
yeah, there should be KM screws all the way around that destination bland. Well, down each side and across the bottom, I think it is.
Yeah. No, that's not going in either. So, could I cheat and glue a screw in?
Yeah.
Or could I get away with thread lock?
Yeah, I suppose you could try it. I think I had a couple of screws like that as well.
Well, it looks like I've got no option but to use one of these new KMs because I just dropped into KM as well.
The frame doesn't push in anymore, does it?
No. I mean, look, it'll stay there. But the fact that I can push that screw in and out, I can't remember if there was an issue when I screwed that in. But look, that's staying there. So maybe I could have a super. Obviously, if I put any kind of glue on there, that's never coming out. But at least with thread lock, I'll be able to break the thread lock.
Yeah.
It's just lock takes a while to, but does thread lock work with painted screws? So I'll tell you what I'll do until I have a definitive answer. But I know someone will message me at some point or leave a comment or whatever. Until we have a unanimous answer, I'm going to cover that with masking tape. So that isn't going to go anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's next? Oh, I've got to maneuver the bus again now, haven't I?
Yeah.
This is the one negative with this bus. It is a beautiful and grand and very heavy bus, which is not very good when you are moving it around to the next stages. But other than that, it's absolutely amazing.
Okay, so the two side strips, part D, are fitted next. Fit them one at a time. Note that there is a wider gap between the screw holes towards the rear of the model, green arrow. Then position the first strip D along the upper edge of the cream band. Use 5 red NM screws to fix the strip into place, circled with blue arrow. And then, as indicated by the arrow left, bend the front strip 110B over the corner panel 110A so that it butts up against the strip 110D. Fix in place with 1 NM screw circled in green inset. And then after that, you position the second strip D along the lower edge of the cream band and fix it in place with 5 red NM screws. And there's a balloon that says the two side strips D should only be fixed at the front at this stage. Further panels need to be fitted along the side of the model before the strips can be fixed. To prevent damage, you may find it helpful to use some low-tack tape to hold the strips in place.
Right, so is that part of the bus, that's not finished, is it?
Yeah, so that's why you...
And why we are so are we putting the side strips in there?
Yes. The first 5 holes. So you should have 10 screws.
Oh, so we're putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's correct.
Will then flap back there in the same way this corner is.
Yeah.
The later stage when we pop something in there and then fix that. Right. Okay, that makes sense. Yes. because I'm looking at it and going, what are they doing? Right, so we have got wider holes at the back than at the front, which means that I think this is the correct orientation. The gap at the front is there, and the gap is there. So let's check that. Hold it against the screw holes. All 5 of those line up. Perfect. If I turn it around, yeah. The only hole that lines up is the very first hole. So that is most definitely wrong. So that's that one. So I'm going to position it on the base that way and narrower further apart. I could measure them if you really want me to, but I think you all believe me, don't you? So they line up, and it shouldn't matter which way round these go, does it? Whether you do, because they're both the exact same part.
Yeah.
Right, so I need 10 red NM screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And how many were there in the bag? 16 was there?
Yeah, I think there was, or 17.
Yeah, I have got 2 left. Right, so
19.
I think it's wise to start at the front and work back rather than doing my backwards and forwards trick. And the tactic that I hope works is I'm going to take my strip, I'm going to pop the screw through the strip and then drop the screw. Right, I'll try that again. Pop the screw through the strip, and then I'm using the screw and the screwdriver to line it up. And I've already checked where the first hole will be, so I'm not even bothering. Like, you see the strip is hanging. It really doesn't matter where it is. And then I think I'm gonna have to push this panel down, and that is struggling to locate. And I'm not tightening up fully because I don't want to scratch the paintwork. In fact, actually, that's too tight. So I'll just back that off, maybe half a turn. Yeah, brilliant. Happy with that. So I shouldn't really done it then, but so we'll pop the second screw in, and obviously we'll need to lift up the panel, the strip. And I'm going to hold it at the back, I think. Get my arm right out of the way, holding it in, pushing the panel down, and my screwdriver has decided to slip. There we go. So that's it. So now that it's nearly in, I can go back to the first one. Are you happy with me doing these fully tightened one at a time, Dave?
Yeah.
So then I'll push the second one. There we go. Now I think now is a really good time to make sure that these are still lined up. And I'll use my cocktail stick to help you guys see. So there's one, that's lined up. There's 2, that's definitely lined up. And there's 3.
Yeah.
So they're all lined up. So I'll get those other 3 screws in then. Working them time. Say I normally go sort of outsides and then work my way in. But I think this is kind of an exception to the rule. And remember, I went banging straight in on that roof with that screw and ended up stripping the paintwork. But my manager actually said something to me the other day. I was talking about an accident I had at work. Quite an embarrassing one for a driver of my experience. And we brought it up, and he said, I actually don't mind people making mistakes, provided they learn from it. And I have learned from that, the screw on the roof. Now, as I was saying that, as I put this one in, it's kind of made the rest of it settle. And it now, I think what's happened is the panel's pushed in a little bit, and it's now become evident I haven't quite screwed these in enough. So I'm going to go back, and I'm just going to give them a little bit more turn.
That's what happened to me as I was doing them. They were really tight, and by the time I finished the panel, I found myself going back round all the screws, and they were really loose, and I could get another 2 or 3 turns on them.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm letting the screws tell me. Normally, when I put metal screws in, I screw them until they're really tight. But I'm just being very gentle with these. And if you kind of use your fingertips to turn the screwdriver, when you can no longer screw, then you know they're in tight enough. And I will demonstrate that on this last screw. But I have now had to go up in and do these 4. And I anticipate maybe, there you go, look, I'm going to have to do them again. But that's fine. So screwing this in, I'm just using 2 fingers. And there. I can't do it anymore because it requires more than 2 fingers, and you know that's when they're tight enough. So I'll go back. Yeah, I can get a little bit more turn on these. So the more of the panel that you put in, the more it pulls the panel in. There you go, and get quite a lot on that now. You saw that there was, couldn't get any more on that. But I'm quite, look at that. You see how much extra I can get on that. So I think I'll start on the next panel, then I'll go back and I'll check these screws again. And there's the little flappy bit. And I can also see, I know we're not putting screws in here, but look, they're still lining up.
Yeah.
So I'm absolutely confident that I've got that strip in the correct way. So I'm going to do exactly the same for this. I'm just checking my screw holes lined up. I might have accidentally put the strip down and twisted it. Right, so using the strip to help me guide in, pop that one in. These are actually going in really nicely, these screws. Really, really nice. It's an absolute play. Was it you, Horlicks, was saying that people were telling you that you'll get fed up with the screws, but you actually really enjoyed it?
Yeah, because every screw is just that bit more detail, isn't it?
Well, I'm enjoying this as much as you described how you enjoyed it. It's not that it's adding the detail. It's when the part goes in nicely, it becomes an absolute joy to build.
Therapeutic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How on do advert go? Don't you just love it when things just work? That's exactly how I'm feeling right now. Beautiful.
And I've been really lucky with mine because I think quite a few people had some issues lining some panels up, and I mean I had a bit of a trouble with one side and had to file it, which was the opposite side to most others, and then on the last panel at the bottom, I had to get the Dremel out and Dremel a hole through.
Yeah, I think I remember having that episode on a little bit naughty while I was driving my bus. Right, okay, I've got an issue here. That screw isn't ever stopping. That's just going in forever. So here's me telling you how it's an absolute joy to build.
You are going to get the odd one that's going to do that.
Yeah, but I can't pick it out with my fingernails. So I'm all right with that. So I noticed that these weren't really sort of popping, but I think all the popping happened with the first one. If I'd have done the bottom strip first, I think that would have gone exactly the same way as the top strip. And then the top strip would have gone easily. But I am going to check them. But again, I'm using 2 fingers. So that doesn't need anything. That doesn't need anything. That doesn't need anything. And that doesn't need. And I know it sounds like I'm being really slow and quite boring, but I think it's really worth the time and effort. Oh, there you go. They need something.
It is worth the effort.
Yeah, I really do think it is. And, you know, we are so close to finishing this. Do I want to balls it all up now? Yeah, that's
No.
right. Because it's such a tricky view, I'm going to show you a little bit closer up the finished view. And can you see now why I'm rather pleased with that?
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
I can play a tune as well, look.
Ding, 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 ding,
So
ding.
yeah, that's your next step, to fold that round and screw that in.
Yeah. See, that's a very rare treat when you get me singing. My old man said, follow the bus.
And don't dilly-dally on the way.
Boom, boom, boom.
That was my aim today, because I tried to get him to sing on Sunday and he wasn't having it. Right, so what's the next step? Is
Right,
to bend
so
strip.
yeah, that's right. So it's on the middle paragraph. As indicated by the arrow on the left, bend the front strip B over the corner panel 110A so that it butts up against strip D. Fix that in place with one NM screw circled in green.
And that would explain why I have got 2 screws left and we know that one is spare. So I'm going to use the exact same method that I did for the top, which is using a cloth that I promise you is not a clean sock. I'm just going to rub that around until I can get a bit of bend on it. Then I can work out which screw I need. And then we had trouble before, didn't we, with the screw hole. So I'm actually going to screw the screw in, not through the strip. That's nice. That's really nice. That went in so nice, I forgot about the previous screw there that had trouble. So now that we know that screw hole works, inserting the screw in through the strip, and I'm going to bring that round. I'm not even trying to screw yet until I know it's lined up. And I think that's lined up. And my screwdriver's just gone wonky. Oh, I thought that broke it. Beautiful. And that's just bringing that strip round. With each turn of the screw, that strip is just bending itself into exactly the right position. That was almost like magic.
Yeah.
That truly was. That was. So when I started to screw it, this strip was pointing out there. Yeah. And then with each turn, you could just watch that. It was like a little animation movie, and it just pulled itself. Look how absolutely perfect that's finished up.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. Beautiful. So
now, yeah, with some low tack tape, secure the ends of those strips.
Oh, these, yeah. Now, let's just have a look. Have I got any masking tape? I bought loads. I do buy this by the ton, actually, because I do use. Most of this I used up. Most of the last lot I used up by making these drawers. Where I was gluing them in, I was then masking taping them until they dried. I think I'm actually going to go for 2 bits on there. There we go. How's that? Sticks out like a sore thumb now, doesn't it? Right, I also notice that, I'll show you this, I've accidentally caught the end. Must have been when I was moving the bus round. Can't find it. There we are. So it's actually pulled away. It was a little bit of a bend, but I think that's okay. So I must have just caught that as I was positioning bringing the bus round. I can't really get a good focus on it. There we go. Oh, right. So I think that is now. I think that is now complete, isn't it? That stage.
Yeah.
I
stage
jumped
10.
right in.
But I don't know if we can do. Can we do stage 10?
Let's look at step 10 because that's part of the back. And I think this is, I know we were looking at doing 2 stages, but I think this brings me very nicely to a close. Because
I'm doing 10.
Can we do stage 10?
Step
10?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do step 10 then, and that'll get rid of these JP screws then.
Yeah.
So if you read that out then, Horlicks.
Okay, so fit 2 JP screws to the platform rear wall 63A, fixing it securely to 59D staircase structure. So, if I remember rightly, I had a right old mare trying to get one of these in.
Yeah. I think this is, when I was doing all of this back bit, I seem to remember that half the screws weren't even going in properly. And I think, was it you, Dave, who said, don't worry, it'll all get secured in the end?
Yeah.
Right, so obviously this is going to look a little bit different from the magazine because it hasn't got the inclusion of issue 109. But it looks to me...
You don't think that putting these screws in would hinder the frame going on?
No.
No.
No, I don't.
I can't even figure out where they're going. I think... there was a screw I had a problem with because I put masking tape over it. So it looks like we've got a screw possibly there. Can I leave this? And once I get that framework in, let me show you what I mean. Like you've got 3-4 screw holes there, one there, but there's the magazine. You can see you've got framework going across. Once I've got the framework in,
why don't you tape your screws to that corner?
Yes. I know there's a reason why I have you around, Dave.
And then if you've got a pen, mark on there, step 10, 110 or something.
Do you know what? I just happened to buy a replacement Sharpie pen. So 110, stage 10. Don't think that's going to be enough. Let's go overboard with the masking tape. Everyone knows me with masking tape is like Horlicks with electrical tape. Right, and I'm getting a bit worried about that back wire. So I had a right freak out today. My bus was sitting in its usual place on the end of the table. I was doing some more work on the bed with the help of the landlady. We were going to lift the bed up, and she thought, right, we'll take the mattress off, and that'll make the whole bed lighter. And as she's kind of throwing this mattress around the room, it was within inches of the back of the bus.
Oh.
And I was sitting there going, no, be careful, don't watch the bus. And it was my life was flashing, but the last 3 years of my life was flashing in front of my eyes. And I just thought, you know what? The number of times I have things fall over or land on the floor, and usually my reaction is, oh well, can't fall any further, can it?
Yeah.
And then when it comes to the bus, I was absolutely freaking out. I kind of felt sorry for the landlady a little bit. Right, okay, I'm going to just change.
Right.
To say, do you want to do a quick catch up with? Well,
Yeah, I'll do a bit of chat. So Chris Davies well says if you do, yeah, that'd be good. I can send it to you, Horlicks, if that works. Yeah. Yeah, I'll let you know when I've done mine. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it, but when I do it, if it works, I'll let you know. Yorkshire Craft did say that he was still here.
What is the reason I'm on full screen and everyone's watching me struggle with this bus?
Oh, I don't know. You did the camera.
Me, yeah, of course it is, yeah. So I get very.
So Peter Whitlock says, I'm always doing that, Penny. I put something in a safe place and then forget where the safe place is. And I've done that as well. There's still something I can't find, the spark plug.
Yeah.
Scottish Railway Maniac. Hi, this is really cool. What scale is it? It's 1/12 scale.
Yeah.
Peter Whitlock says, if the screws fail to fully tighten, don't forget they're made of Chinesium.
Chinesium, yeah, that's it. That's one of the many we use on this stream. Not exclusive to this stream.
No.
David Bassett's answered Scottish Railway Maniac. It's 1/12 scale, twice as large as the previous big scale Sunstar 1/24 scale ones. It's 130 Partwork from Hachette.
Right,
130 Partwork.
Horlicks. Dave, I'm asking you this because you own one. I would really love a Sunstar 1/24. I think it's brilliant. But now that I own a 1/12 scale bus, would I be a little bit take the sting out of it?
Yeah, I think so. Because
definitely go for it.
They definitely don't look anything like they should do, or the do, should I say? Once you've got the 1/12 scale Routemaster stood next to it, they just look like a bit dropped off. They really do.
So is it worth me buying one if I don't have one?
It just depends. I mean, they do work out very expensive, the new ones. They can be anywhere from 240 to nearly £300 and more. So you've got to be very careful. Look around. I picked one up for less than £90 with postage, and it was in practically new condition. So look around and see what's around. Look on eBay, look on Facebook Marketplace, and just to look around in general. And it's worthwhile buying one that might have a little work done to it, that might want something a bit broken, perhaps that you could fix.
If you're capable of repairing it and you can get it dirt cheap, then obviously it's a bargain.
Yeah. The one I got had a couple of scratches, and that's all it had, and the rest of it was absolutely perfect. So yeah, look around, as always, shop around and find the best deal. But yeah, I mean this Routemaster is what, £1,150 or thereabout.
Yeah, I mean the scale, the better the detail you're going to get. We've always known that with scale models. But obviously there's a cost. Before this Hachette came out, I think I kind of get the impression the Sunstar 1/24s were like the mecca of the bus model world.
Yeah.
Now one day they might bring a 1/6 scale out and it'll make our Hachette ones look like corgi cars.
Of course, yeah. I mean, you get what you pay for, as you say. Scale-wise and detail-wise, between the two 1/24 scale ones, which is the Revel model, and the Sunstar one, the Sunstar one wins hands down, without a shadow of a doubt.
Smaller is better than the Revel bigger.
The Sunstar is the RM. And the Revel one is the RML, the longer version. So, but as far as detail is concerned, the Sunstar ones are better. But now we've got our bigger Routemasters, these are definitely a lot better. These models are 27.5 inches long, 14.5 inches high, and 80 inches wide. They are massive, and they're about 16 kilos on the base once they're completed. So yeah, they're very heavy as well.
I'm a lot fitter now than when I first started building this bus.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
so I wanted to ask that question. You know, it's like technology. Years ago, I bought a mobile phone that was, it was amazing. It had a 10-hour battery life, and if you spoke on it constantly, it lasted for an incredible 1 hour, and it really was the bee's knees.
Yeah.
I see the point I'm making there.
Yeah.
There'll always be something better come along. I'm not saying something better than this one will come out tomorrow, but I really wouldn't be surprised if something better comes along one day as technology improves and production costs decrease. And I want to be around when it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mark's mod says that it's 1/12 scale in reply to Scottish Railway. David Bassett says and weighs over 16 kilo when fully built. Yeah, it's really heavy now, and well, mind you, mine is pretty much done. I've just got I think one more panel to put on it. So
yeah.
Peter Whitlock says use model filler to fill the screw hole, let it completely dry, and then re-drill the hole.
I think I will do that. That makes perfect sense. Even if you don't get a perfect thread, you might at least, because you're filling the hole a little bit, it might at least then hold that screw in. Again, they've put probably way too many screws than it actually needs. It's perfectly adequate without that screw working as a screw. I suspect it's the screws meant to work also to look like a rivet as well, isn't it?
Mm. Okay, we've got Tones Transport Photos. Looking very nice, Penny. Your bus is really coming along now.
Yeah.
Thank you. From someone who's dedicating their hobby to transport, you obviously would have seen a lot. So a comment like that really does mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. I mean, not saying comments don't mean a lot. Everyone does, but you know.
David Bassett says you were very patient tonight, Penny, and it's paid dividends. Great work.
Funnily enough, patience is something I usually don't do too bad, and I do lose my patience every now and again, as some of these wonderful people has witnessed pre-stream. Sometimes you have no idea what goes on before the stream starts, and then we're all, see Dave's face, that tells the story. But this is what great friends do. When the steam's coming out of my ears and there's Dave going, like, just step back, have a mouthful of coffee, leave it for 5 minutes. I'm like, okay. And then things just, everybody knows if you stop and take a break and go back, everything will work out. But when it's actually happening to you, you lose that focus. And then you need a Dave to say, calm down. And you're like, okay. Yeah, do you know what, Dave? Everything's better now.
Right, P40F20 says nice work, Penny.
P40, I need a favour. You have mentioned to me, I can't remember what it is now. It's something foam something. I want to get some, even if I never use it, but it's, I think someone else, I'm sure you recommended it to me for something, and then someone else made a different comment somewhere else, and I'm like, oh yeah, already. And I think I forgot to get it. And I know I ordered something else that you recommended. Most of the things I buy is because P40F20 tells me to buy it. But I've got some exciting magic products coming. Nothing particularly amazing, but it all does fun stuff. So, and he's already put it. So, yeah. I bet he was typing that before I finished asking the question.
Peter Whitlock says, oh no, sorry. Dave Mack says, great work, Penny. It's looking really good now.
Thank you so much.
Then we've got Peter Whitlock. My Sunster had a missing drop-down window on the top deck. And then David Bassett says, a green RMC Sunstar is worth having. Mine cost £99 new. My brother has the 124 scale Sunstar RT in green and cream on the route 301 to Aylesbury out of Tring Garage.
That sounds very familiar. The 301. No, it's not the 301. Oh God, what's the Oh God, help me out here. 301. I drove buses in that area for ages. What's the I'm thinking of Aylesbury to Wickham, and I never forget one bank. Sorry, I'm changing the subject here. I remember doing a bank holiday Monday service, and I did the last bus that would have got them to the football match on time. And I was driving a bus that I'd been complaining about for ages, and I said that this gearbox is going. And they were telling me, excuse me, they were telling, I got told, well, unfortunately, the company that I work for won't actually replace a gearbox until it's actually gone, because they can get those few extra miles out of it. And our inspector usually put the best buses out on a Sunday, because we had one mechanic who was on call at home, and we didn't really want to call him. And I got this bus with a gearbox going, absolutely ram-packed full of Wycombe Wanderers fans, and we got just past Stoke Mandeville Hospital, and the gearbox just completely went. And I think every single one of them arrived late for the football game. But I can't remember the route number. I can tell you another funny story about that route as well that involves lots of swearing, but that's for another day.
Okay. Now Peter Whitlock says, where did you get your mug from, Dave?
This one.
That mug,
where did you get that mug? Yeah, where did you get that mug? Well, I've had this mug for a long time. This mug.
Yeah.
This one was from Amazon, and I actually have two of these. This one I bought about just over 2 years ago now, but it's got a chip, and I actually wanted one for when we show our buses, so I put one on my wish list, and Verwen kindly bought me one. And I think it's from a company called Bad Dog or something. I can't remember now, but yeah, Amazon. I just put in Routemaster mug, and I found this one on Routemaster. I don't know whether it's Bad Dog or something like that, the company, I can't remember. So, but yeah, it's got two Routemasters on, one there and one on that side. And I can't show you the underneath because it's got tea in it. So, but yeah, it's rather good, isn't it? Yeah.
Underneath.
Show Horlicks the underneath.
Yeah.
What was that?
Okay. Yeah, P40F20 says Woodland Scenics foam tack glue.
I have written that down.
Actually, please forgive me. I was recommended to get some of that for. I think I was. Was it on one of my shows, or it could have been in response to someone else?
I think that advice was doing the rounds. I don't know if it's P40 telling us every time, but I'm pretty sure it was P40 who first suggested it. And so, I mean, when P40 suggests something, it's worth listening to. But when somebody else makes the same suggestion completely independently, then obviously it's worth it. And unfortunately, a lot of the comments I read on my mobile phone while I'm on layovers on breaks. And by the time I get home, I completely forget. And now you've got me in the position where I can get stuff out on my desk, write it down, and after the show, I'll be doing a bit of Amazon playing because I've got 50 pence left to last me till payday, and I just absolutely have to spend every penny of it. that's kind of how my brain works. What can I get?
Well, I suppose it'll either go two ways. You'll finish the stream and then lose the piece of paper you wrote it on, and then you'll be going,
It's a big it's a bubble envelope. So if I drop it, it'll just bounce off the floor and back onto the table.
Right. David Bassett says route 300, Penny.
Yeah.
Red Line has started to complete using direct road to Risborough and Wickham on a half-hour schedule, route 130.
Yeah, my mate drove for Red Line on that, doing that 130. A lovely chap called Nick. Absolutely love the guy. And I used to do this. Well, I did all sorts, but I hated doing 300s because it's just Wickham. I absolutely love Wickham. I love the football club, and obviously it was a real pleasure to move to Buckingham. But there's an awful lot of anger in a town so small. It's just there's more than enough anger there, or is it just me? I don't know. But I remember that route, and I started off working for Red Line when it's what got me into Aylesbury actually was Red Line, and it was one of the first times when I kind of settled down, and I kind of took the attitude, I'm just going to go in and just do my job. I just can't be asked. And suddenly all the bosses are saying to me, "You're a really good driver. You're really good. We really like." And I'm like, well, I don't do anything special. I just come in, do my job, and then go home. And they go, yeah, so many drivers can't manage that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Red Line. When I moved from Red Line to another company that drive blue buses within the Aylesbury area, the inspector from Red Line, or every time he saw me, when you come back, Penny, we need you back. And I do regret leaving Red Line. It was a wonderful company to work for. The other point is they paid you monthly, which is very unusual with bus drivers, isn't it? Monthly pay.
Yeah.
But it was nice going from Red Line to a different company with me monthly pay, and it's only going to last me 2 weeks till my weekly pay comes through. So.
Right, then we've got P40F20 that says he's been suggesting it for ages.
Yeah, I know he has. Yeah. Right, guys, I would like you to think about something. I'll bring this up around about issue 126, 128. Now, obviously, this show was originally called the Routemasters show. Sorry, I haven't discussed this with Horlicks. So Horlicks is going to look very surprised because he's got absolutely no idea what I'm going to say. So when we started this show, it was the Routemasters show. And then we kind of altered the name a little bit to the Partwork show, although we're doing the Routemasters. And that just covers us, meaning that we can always go off track a little bit, and it all fits within the title. In about 10 to 20 weeks, 5 weeks, whenever it happens, the Routemasters is going to come to an end, which will be a very sad day.
Yeah.
Now, I want to think beyond the show. Now, given what we have been doing, the crowd that we've got, the very good friends that I've made on here, how would you like the show to go beyond the Routemaster? Should we carry on with some kind of part work, something a little bit different that we can just chill out and relax? Should we keep it themed with buses so I can do anything as long as it's bus related? I've been looking at some models. I've been asking Dave a couple of technical questions, and now Dave's sitting there going, now I know why she asked that question. But, sort of gear it more towards an omnibus show, because there isn't much places for pure bus lovers to go. And
no, there isn't. That's true.
What made me think that? I'm going to be absolutely honest with you. I'm going to lay my cards on the table. When I began building this Routemaster, I didn't really care about buses. I just saw, that looks a nice model. I won't mind doing that. as I've got into it and I've met people, spoken to people, I really care about the buses now. And I think I'm personally geared towards doing an omnibus show rather than a Partwork. But I want you guys to think about it. I've got 4 models lined up, four lined up, which no one knows anything about. Dave knows about one, don't you, Dave?
Yeah.
But yeah, you would just have a think, and we'll discuss it in more detail towards the end of the build. But do you want to keep it Partworks? Do you want to keep it transport? Do you want to diversify it into buses? I think I can stretch some. And now I'm looking for models and things like that. The more you look for it, the more you actually find. And or do you just want to, a whatever? Chris Davis has just come up with a little comment, doing a live build of the Jag, for example. So that would be gearing it more towards keeping as a Partwork show. Let me just do a bit of a catch up here. Yorkshire Craft, I'm going night. So if you're still with us, Julie, take care. I'm sorry.
Right.
So that Dave Bassett, that glue, Woodland Scenic foam tack glue, 12 at $16.50 on eBay. Is that a lot, or is that really, really cheap? I don't know. I haven't for it yet. So Chris Davis suggested maybe a Jag build. Chris Davis is saying a chat show every week when you don't do live builds. I quite like the format of up to half of the show being actual builds, and then the rest is just chit chat. And we've got absolutely no idea when the show will finish. The show will finish when we cover everything. But yeah, it's Dave Bassett. I knew you'd love an omnibus show. I just had a feeling. Dave gives me this insane information about buses, and I once upon a time I was like, well, I'll try and catch him out, but don't even try and catch him out. He knows everything. No, he's got insane knowledge. Between Dave Bassett and Dave Slay, do we need anyone? Well, obviously we need you, Horlicks, but you know what I mean. With regards to information, it's we've got enough here, haven't we? Peter Whitlock, how about doing the Rebel Routemaster kit? Well, yeah, we talked about that, didn't we, Dave?
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
that would gear it. I mean, obviously, if I was doing an omnibus show, that would fit quite nicely. There's one model. I don't know if this is a clue, but I can't find much information about it on YouTube in English. I've seen the parts and it looks completely different. And it looks an absolutely beautiful model, but I can't find any information spoken in English. I think a couple of Germans were looking at it, and I really can't understand what they're saying, but from the tone of it sounds really good. So I thought, there's a bit of a market there for it. And so, these are all things we can do. Davis Wilson's mix, match and spice up a little. So again, that's going more towards Partwork. So Mark's Mods, maybe build a bus Steve-O was building, or maybe a diorama to show how to make them. Again, these are all good ideas. And they with dioramas, now you're talking either or, aren't you? It's quite appropriate on omnibus show, but quite appropriate on modeling Partwork. Who knows, it might just be the making stuff show. And then Mark's Mod said, I'd love to know how dioramas are done and painted and grass flocking. Well, we've been in discussion about, well, not about that specifically, but we have exciting projects lined up in the future, and it looks like myself and Dave are going to be doing separate projects which are going to complement each other.
Yeah.
Which is going to be great, isn't it?
Yeah.
And in case you didn't catch Dave's stream on Sunday, get over there. Not now, because I don't want to lose you. But the second this finishes, get over there. It was absolutely. You were there, weren't you, Horlicks?
Yes.
Were you on the show? Yeah. Wasn't it a great
No,
show?
I was. No, it was Michelle's birthday, and I couldn't make
Saturday,
it.
wasn't it? Yeah.
But I did watch it when I got into bed.
I thought you were saying no to it was a great show.
No, I did. I wasn't on the show, but I did watch the show, and yeah, really exciting.
Saturday it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Saturday. Yeah, I knew it was sometime, but it's on your channel still anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
So obviously we've got a few weeks. We haven't got loads of weeks until this build finishes.
Yeah.
But I think now is a good time to begin to think about what you want to see. I will warn you, I'm not going to do anything that I don't enjoy. But likewise, I don't want to do anything that you guys won't enjoy. So let's sort of work together and this is one subject that keeps coming up. The London cab. I really would love the London cab. I know which London cab. I think everybody knows which London cab I'd want. And then Dave Bassett said, how about building a 176 scale card model of one of the bus garages from the Kingsway models? They do model. I think I've seen that because I looked at High Wycombe. And they do central garage as well. And I think we've got more coming. Yeah, there we go. These are just the frontages. Would love to see them add the rest. Fortunately, I don't know enough about High Wycombe garage because I've been there a couple of times, and I can only really describe it as a quaint depot. Nothing like the depot at Aylesbury, but I think the Aylesbury depot is far, far newer. So it's obviously a nicer depot. Right, so Dave, are you up to much? We have this wonderful guest and we've not really had a chance to talk to you.
Oh, it's all right. You've been busy building, which is great.
Yeah.
And you've managed to do another issue on your bus, so that's great. Even though it wasn't the issue you was going to do tonight, but that's okay. I've been up to quite a bit actually. I've been painting some panels. The Yorkshire bus that's behind me, this one that's behind me. So I'm starting now on the offside of the panels, and there's a panel. So in nice blue. I've got 3 done like that so far, and some nice shine on it. I think you've seen the shine.
You know what? I thought you'd missed bits. I noticed it's got holes in it.
Yeah, it's got holes in it. Yeah, because obviously it's got these strips and everything to fasten to the bus. Yeah. And I've done all them strips, and I've done all the upper deck, and I just need to put the cream bands on. And once I've got the cream bands on, which should be hopefully tomorrow, then I'll start and build the offside up on this bus behind me. So yeah, I can't wait to get back into it because I've got lots and lots of other projects to get on with. I've got my windmill diorama to get on with, and I'm doing a transit van and like a couple of fellas, mending the windmill with that, and then an old broken down garage or whatever in the windmill, maybe a brick wall, some grass and some mud and all that malarkey. And then I want to make the windmill 10 as well. So yeah, there's all sorts to do on that. So that's one. There's still quite a bit to do on my omnibus, on my Shilly Beer omnibus, horse bus. Still a bit to do on there, and I've still got to glue it all down. So yeah, there's quite a bit to do on there. There's little bits to do on Christine's bus. The wing mirrors and the indicators have still got to go on Airbus. And
as per mag, or are you doing the modification for it?
no, I'm not doing the modification. No. I'm going to do it as per the magazine, apart from the fact that they'll be painted. That's all. Yeah, they'll be painted in probably green for Christine's bus. And then, yeah, I've got another project that involves a Willis Jeep and a rather famous aircraft, but I've not shown that yet. And it's going to be a totally new project to me. And then I've got, of course, the DC3 to do, which is a Partwork.
When you said that new project, I thought you were talking about the DC3. So when you said these, no,
I've got another project, but yeah, nobody's seen this one yet. So apart from you've seen the Willis Jeep, so but yeah.
When I said I've got 4 projects lined up, and one of them you may already know about. The one that you may already know about is the DC3, which I bought last year. Not the Black Friday just gone, the Black Friday before that. That was making the decision that money isn't quite as loose as I like to be, and maybe complete part work and then do it in stages and sort of put some money aside every time I build a stage. And then they reduced to.
So I think I know another one you're doing.
Do you? Do you want to have a go?
No,
you know what I'm doing.
I know 2 of them.
You know 2 of them. But yeah,
what you
know
said, the DC, and there's another one that we had a discussion about last week about the money coming out.
Yes, that's the one. And then I checked my bank account, my PayPal, and it had come out. I still haven't received it. I rang them up to say I'm really sorry, but if it hasn't been dispatched, they can I change the address to the address I'm living at now? And they said, unfortunately, we can't change the address because it's already been dispatched. And I said, no, unfortunate about it, because I can get access to where I used to live, and if it's been dispatched, it means it'll be with me. Unfortunately, the last 2 is that I need oil for the chair. I'm sorry. I think this chair is broken because it's wobbly. I've not had it that long.
Oh, heck.
But I got a plan. I've been watching a YouTube video of someone that made for him the ultimate workbench, and he made a little chair that pulls out, and all I need is a couple of drawer runners, a post in the middle, and I can have a chair that pulls out the desk, and it'll tuck on. So I've got a backup. I just need to finish building the desk before I start adding things to the desk.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I do really need. I might pop some oil on it. It doesn't hurt. It's a mechanical part. It doesn't hurt to oil it anyway. So I do apologise. I'm trying, but I'm a fidget bum. My mum always used to call me, "You're a fidget bum. You can't keep still."
Yeah.
So,
but no, I mean, I chased up mine as well, and I was told 2 or 3 days ago they were confused again. They couldn't find my order.
Yeah.
Then it went through. Then they rang someone else and they said that, they're going to take the money for it in the next few days and then get it shipped to you. I'm like, well, why are you telling me this now when you could have got this shipped when I ordered it back in November? So, but they still haven't taken the money. So it's just a never-ending cycle. I don't think anyone knows what they're doing. I really don't.
But you know what? It pains me when people say model space are awful. I've had wonderful experiences with model space, but the last 6 months, I cannot support them when people say that their service is awful. They do see not as good as they use. I think that's a fair comment. It's not of the standard that I'm used to.
Yeah.
Which is a real shame. And I hope people are feeding back to them in a nice and polite way. But yeah, that's model space, isn't it? So, and whereas Hachette are far exceeding the customer service that I'm used to. I'm so pleased with Hachette there. Although I did get a funny email off them. I had a problem with a Terminator issue. I tried to film a Terminator issue. And what I'm telling you is that there was a part that was faulty. And I bought it on the shop order. And I emailed them and said, I've got a problem with this part. Could I have a replacement part? And they were asking me for my subscriber number because the faulty part was in issue 85. And they said, the only subscription we could find starts at issue 91. And I'm like, well, what subscriber number got to do? This is a shop order. But yeah, here's my subscriber number, but you'll see this is a shop order. I bought these issues to catch up with a current subscription because you said I can't subscribe earlier than, and I'm like, that just seemed to, unless they get so focused on subscribers, shop order. So, but other than that, Hachette are wonderful. I do like them. And Eagle Moss are all right, but I don't contact Eagle Moss that much. So, yeah. So what are you up to then? How's your mod coming along? Your indicators?
I haven't done any more to that. The wiring's there, obviously, and the LEDs. I haven't started to drill the holes yet, so I think I'm going to do that on stream.
Yeah.
So let's see how that goes.
Talking of drilling, I did the video for the I can't remember if it's the one that's just come out or the one that's going to come out, but I got the Dremel out on the Flying Scotsman, and I had so much fun. But you know me with tools. But what was funny was I needed to file a little bit down, and I used a grinding stone, and that didn't really work. So I used a different grinding stone, and that didn't really work either. And I thought, I'm filming this, I really need this to be filed down. So I just switched to the sander, and it just went, oh, that's really good. That is ordinary bit of sandpaper on metal, going around at 36,000 RPM or whatever, how fast the Dremel goes. It was just like, yeah, that's nice and shiny and flat now, really, really quickly. But yeah, I do love it when I get power tools out. I do kind of enjoy it. So yeah, that was a fun issue. So right, Mark's Mods is suggesting we could carry on with the 3D printed tractor. That's still not off the cards, is it, Horlicks?
Well, I've built mine, but I can undo it again. I need to take it apart anyway because I've got a problem with the differential.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't have. Well, that was a bit of a funny one, wasn't it? Because you have to keep adjusting it. You got 3 screws.
And I've had it apart again and adjusted it, and it just clicks and clunks and doesn't really quite work properly. So I need to either do it again or perhaps buy a new one.
Yeah. It's also suggested a 3D printed remote control bus. Now, I don't know if you're aware, neither of us are very good at making things. What we tend to do is we'll find a project and we'll follow the project. And if there was a good bus-related project, I'm sure we'd both jump on it. But at the moment, it's the only way I can think of getting a remote control bus is for someone to design it, and that's me out, I'm afraid. Don't know if you ever fancy having going. I mean, I can design simple squares and circles as I have done. I think me and Horlicks, we both worked on an Aurea stand. That was good fun, wasn't it? But the bottom line with that was that's just circles and squares. You've got what do they call them? Not solid blocks, but where it'll make a hole. But that's it. We're not designers, but we'll give it a go.
Yeah.
Wish Hachette would do a 1:12 scale Bristol FLF in green and cream of on the buses, Luxon and District fiction en route 11 to Cemetery Gates. Now, as I started to read that, I'm thinking they probably wouldn't, because it's not a really well-known thing. How many people just walk along and go, Bristol FLF, whoa! But then as soon as you said, and then I thought green and cream, now you're getting very, very specific. And then as soon as the word on the buses came, I'm like, do you know what? Actually, this isn't such a bad suggestion, is it? And I think, obviously, I'm only looking mainly at my interests and the audience. And I'm tempted to say that would be an absolutely fantastic idea. But how many people are on the buses fans who aren't bus fans? I think it would be. I think the interest would be there.
I'd certainly do one, because I used to own a Bristol FLF, but
that gets saying, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, we used to own one. We actually loved it to bits, but it was just an awful lot of work. It really was an awful lot of work.
The problem I had as a driver was when I was a new driver and I was driving the old buses, I didn't hate them. They were all buses. But now that they've gone, I kind of miss them.
Yeah.
And I can still remember when I first started driving one of the double deckers. I don't know what it was. I used to have to stand up to steer because the steering was so stiff, and I was worried I wasn't going to make it as a bus driver. And it wasn't actually me; it was the bus. And now new buses are coming out, and I'm literally turning them like that if I want to.
Yeah.
And it's and you don't necessarily appreciate what you got until it's gone.
No, you don't. That's true.
So Dave Bassett says, would then want to repaint one in red and cream for the Thames
Valley Road, yeah.
On the 81A. And then Mike Tedstone says, who needs oil for the chair? I think Horlicks. And he's got the chair, Penny, or you. So it might be my elbow like that. So you don't get that on other shows, do you?
No, you don't know.
How long usually before Hachette confirmed definite Partwork release like the Stobart one? Does anyone else want to have a go answering this first?
Usually 6 months to a year, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the Spitfire went. I never saw the test on the Routemaster. That was the actual release that got me in. Most of the tests that have come out weren't available in my area. The Spitfire was the first test that was actually available where I was living, and that was about 7 months from the release. Does anyone know when the Eddie Stobart and when the Hogwarts Express was on test? I think Hogwarts will come out.
Can't remember.
But you got fanatical Harry Potter. Personally, I can't. I'm not that emotional about Harry Potter. But
no, I haven't.
Was it today we were talking about it? So I know I was talking about it today, and I'd do it for the train, but I wouldn't be doing it for Harry Potter. And I've just seen a comment that says sorry. I often talk on the Diamond Painting Show about how naughty Mark's Mods is. But before that, we've got Chris says me, LOL. And then Mark's Mods, maybe 3D printed caramel wafers. Well, you get programs, and this does actually exist. You get 3D printed food. I've seen videos on 3D printed chocolate creations, and they look absolutely smashing. But I can't. At the moment, they're really, really slow. You know, can you imagine serving 200 covers with chocolate 3D printed chocolate decorations that take an hour to print each? You'd be there.
Of course, you can't eat them, can you?
Yeah. No, you need to put chocolate in. It's a 3D printer that takes chocolate. And
Right.
Just the right temperature. Oh, excuse me. And it squirts all the chocolate out to make 3D printed images. And it does look amazing. It really does. But I think there's no substitute. When you go to somewhere like a restaurant, you want this chef's gone through all this years of training and all this skill, and that's what you're paying your money for, isn't it? Not
yeah, it is.
a robot operator, a machine operative. Right. So, yeah, I can't think of anything else to say now. I think we've covered everything we need to cover, plus tons more.
Yeah.
Shall we do the YouTube schedule?
Okay.
Well, just catch this comment. Mike Tester, I'm just looking on Hachette. I see the Terminator build to T800 is size 1 to 2. Does that mean it's half the size of the full size one in the film? It is, yes. It's just slightly over half my height, because obviously I'm a little bit shorter than Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they're about Arnold Schwarzenegger height based on roughly. I think a little bit bigger, aren't they? But yeah, have you got yours? Yeah, right. Do me a favour, Horlicks. Can you just duck your head? Because I can see your Terminator. Can you see the Terminator just below and slightly to the right of the W in Partwork show? That is Horlicks's Terminator. And interestingly, when you start on the head, it doesn't look, you think, well, this is a bit small. And then as you start to build it, you're like, yeah, actually, this is rather big. So, yeah, that's the Terminator in the background. I'd get mine out, but it's in the hallway. And then P40F20 says, great show tonight, Dream Team. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So, YouTube schedule. Now, last time I read this YouTube schedule out, it was changing as I was trying to read it. And I can see who's in the spreadsheet. So, right. So tomorrow we have got an awful lot of Horlicks coming up, haven't we?
Yes.
Both Thursday we've got Horlicks doing more Routemaster, 126 to 128. You must be getting quite sad because that's very nearly finished.
Yeah.
Are you getting tearful? Will we see Horlicks crying on stream?
Maybe.
No. I think it will be. No, it will be really sad. But I've got the Spitfire to keep me amused as well.
Yeah, but it's not the Routemaster, and the Routemaster's not the Spitfire. They both have the merits. I am struggling. I don't think I enjoyed the Routemaster as much as I enjoyed the Spitfire at this particular stage of the Spitfire. I've always liked don't get me wrong, I've always loved the Routemaster, and it's brilliant. But when you look at the Spitfire, what we're doing in the first 40 stages, I don't think I had that joy that I had with the Routemaster.
Yeah.
Master is by far my favorite build. There's a lot of emotion attached to it. Lots of emotion attached to it, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's my Routemaster is responsible for a few interesting new created swear words, but I have got a real attachment to it. But I wonder how the Spitfire will be by the time we get to issue 100 or 120. So that will be quite interesting. So, Horlicks, if you just changed Routemaster from blue to grey, you're doing it again, aren't you? It is you, because I can see you're in the spreadsheet, Horlicks.
Yeah.
So Friday, Horlicks is doing the Terminator 86 onwards. So you're just going to crack in as many issues as you can, given the time.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. So Mike, give it a look. Mike Tedstone, I think you'll enjoy it. They're quite short issues, and we kind of suggest the Terminator as a good first build. Every issue, with the exception of a few, are very simple issues, over in about 5-10 minutes. For example, this part here is about 4 or 5 issues, and you could quite literally make this bit, and then the next issue pop that into there, and then you might get this panel, and then you pop that on there. And as I say, the springs and the hand are a little bit more complicated. Actually, you want to see the scale. I just happen to have the hand finished. So if you want to look at proportional hands, now I've got to show me hands off, which are not the best hands to see. So let me just change my camera. So this is, so I'm just going to steal full screen. This is the Terminator hand against my hand. So that's the scale. I don't know, it comes across, it is about half the width of my hand, and about half, what's that, about start point is about half. It just seems a little bit bigger than 1:2 scale. But I think it is. I mean, if you look at the wrist, it's about half width, half height. So it's actually about a quarter of a hand, because obviously half the width and half the length. That's a little thing I learned when I did 3D printing. When you half something, it prints in a quarter of the time, because you're bringing everything down. Anyway, that's me waffling on. You know me, I can make a half an hour show out of 5 minutes worth of talk. Terminator, you must be close to being caught up then, Horlicks, on that Terminator.
Yeah, fairly.
What's our latest issue? Issue 94. So you must be caught up within a couple of weeks. What are you going to do then, Horlicks?
Well, I think I'll probably get another delivery by then. So I think the last delivery was just after Christmas, so I think there'll be one probably about beginning of Feb. Sometime.
I mean, you are you're doing 8 issues behind the current issue,
right?
You must not have an awful lot of Terminators left in your backlog.
No.
So you're effectively catching up with the newsagents. But Saturday, something that you've still got a long way to go to catch up with the newsagents, is a Spitfire.
Yeah.
You're doing issue 18, and I believe you're really enjoying it, even though you've done the engine. You are still, because doesn't it just get better and better?
Yeah.
Do the engine think, could it actually get better than this? It's going to drop now, isn't it? And it does.
I look forward to doing some of the electronics.
Yeah. But again, that's another thing. When you've done the cockpit, you do a couple of big bulky issues, not too much to do, but it's the growth, and it just suddenly goes. Do you remember when the Routemasters did that?
Yeah.
Very small, and then all of it within 2 weeks, you're like, oh my god, look at the size of it. And that's what Spitfire will do. And it's a great. But you can see. Can you understand why I'm saying I'm enjoying the Spitfire at that particular stage more than I did the Routemaster at that stage in the Routemaster? That's not knocking I'm not saying the Spitfire's a better build. I'm saying that I love this Routemaster. God knows what I might think of a Spitfire. And then Sunday, for a change, we've got somebody else. We've got Mark's Mods, and he will be doing more Spitfire goodness. So I can see P40 F20 getting quite excited there. Drinking up his posh RAF sayings and his cuckoo songs. And then Monday, we've got Chris Davis doing the Ecto 1. Now, he hasn't told us what issue it is, but it'll obviously be the issue after the last issue. Is that good? Tuesday, we have got Build with Adrian doing the camper van stage 79 plus. Now, normally our group broadcasts at 8 o'clock. Adrian broadcasts about half an hour early on Tuesday. And my phone has just said, hi, how can I help? Not snooping into my conversations would be a good start. So no, I get that with Alexa sometimes. I'll be talking away and it'll go, no, I do not understand that. I'm like, you weren't meant to. I wasn't talking to you.
Yeah. Mine does that.
Yeah. Tuesday Build with Adrian at 7:30. He'll be doing Build a Camper Van stage 79 plus, which brings us to next Wednesday, which is the Paint with Diamond show. Now we noticed something on the show. Next Wednesday will be our 26th show, which represents roughly 6 months worth of broadcasts. How quickly time gone.
Brilliant.
We started off as a 4-show experiment to see how it would go. And it hasn't quite been how we expected it. It's been and we just couldn't dream of what. The bad news is I won't be there to see in the 6-month anniversary because I have a CPC course. And I will be doing one every fortnight. Hopefully by the time I've finished, I will be able to drive a bus legally from March. And then I suppose I'd better do some for next Wednesday, because we're a week away, I'm just going to put it down as Routemasters show, because we'll do what we can. Obviously, I've got boxes to go. I'm pretty confident that Sod's Law will kick in, and I will find that I'll find the back framework 5 minutes after I finish the stream. But I'll put it down. Well, that's always how it goes, isn't it? A show next Wednesday, and I'll be raring to go because obviously I won't have the show Wednesday afternoon. Hang on, I nearly missed one out. Did I miss one out? No, I haven't. Okay, that's right. I was expecting Build with Adrian, but it's not. It's right. There might be a show at 6 o'clock with Build with Adrian, but it's not listed on the YouTube schedule, so I'm not going to announce it because it's not confirmed. But I hope there is. I'd love to see. And don't forget, guys, if anybody fancies doing a live or they do a live, give us a shout and we'll give a shout out for it and we'll add it to the schedule because we do want to try and promote as many people. I've seen there's a lot of good channels out there that did not exist a year or 2 years ago. And I think, oh God, Horlicks, what are you doing to that spreadsheet?
Oh, I didn't want blue anymore.
Well, you haven't got blue anymore because you just changed it to orange.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you change it to orange, will you have to change your name to Ovaltine? Because that's what it looks like. Right, guys. So, unless there's anything, I'll just catch up on the chat. But P40 says, great show tonight, Dream Team. Thank you, P40.
Thank you.
That. P40 Eagle Squadron ops on Saturday. I love the little banter you guys have got going. I actually want to switch my Spitfire to a live build because I see the fun that everyone has when they're doing the Spitfire show. And it's like, I want a bit of that. And it really is a good little crowd, isn't it?
Yeah.
And again, you'll get someone doing a Spitfire show and then you'll do someone else doing an issue that's a little bit further ahead, and then someone else will be doing an older issue, and the banter is still the same and it's consistent all the way through. It really is, highly recommended.
Yeah.
And it's Ted Stone. Friday at 8, Horlicks. So that's for the Terminator. Yeah. But yeah, honestly, Mike, if you're interested in Terminator, and if you want to buy the Terminator, you might struggle to get it from Hachette, but have a look at Agora. They do it, and they do it in the format of 10 issues per month. So you'll be caught up in 9 within a year. So yeah, that's a good little system. Right, so who would like to say goodbye first?
Well, if I was
argue about it. I tell you what, Echo. Oh, I haven't got my Echo plugged in. Oh, I can't even do it. I'll tell you what, as Google keeps trying to join in on the stream, let's use Google. Hey, Google, pick a number between 1 and 2. Oh, it's rolled a ball. It's actually rolled a ball for the number. So, Horlicks, you're saying goodbye first then.
Bye, everyone.
Was that it?
No, good build. Yeah, it was good build tonight, and got a bit more done. And really enjoyed it. Be good when you get actually, you'll probably be thanking next week that you couldn't find your frame this week, because it's a hell of an issue. 109. I was nearly putting my hair out actually, because I had electronics shorted and lights were buzzing, and
I did the issue beforehand, and I looked at that. Was it a bit of a mistake booking it in as issue 109 and 110?
Yeah.
Do you think that I should just play it safe and do the one issue?
100%. If you're doing 109, that'll be a show in itself.
Yeah,
that's an issue. You need to have about 8 hands, and you need to have about 20 eyeballs, because you need to look at loads of things as you're all trying to line it up. And
I don't have 20 eyeballs. I've got 4 eyes, and I've got the octopus thing. Do you think that would help?
Maybe.
So I'll dig that one out. I'll see if we can use it then.
But no, there is quite a long issue, and to get everything right and lined up. So, but no, thank you very much, and I will see you tomorrow. Well, I'll see some of you tomorrow for my Routemasters tomorrow.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I look forward to it.
Right, and it's a goodbye from me. Thanks for joining Penny tonight on our stream, and give her a nice good thumbs up as normal. And I'll catch you on another stream sometime, another day on somebody else's stream. So good night from me.
Oh, and sorry, I forgot to show something. It was a bit of a laugh. Mark was talking about 3D printing caramel wafers.
Yeah.
We could do something even better. We could buy a food printer, and we could actually print them to eat.
So for £1,800, we're going to be doing a stream of us waiting and then munching chocolate. I can see that being the most successful show ever.
We could 3D print some caramel wafers and then eat them.
Yes. Okay. I can see that we have turned you mad, Horlicks. Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Well, one of us might. Right. Shall we let Dave say goodbye?
He said goodbye.
Did he?
Goodbye.
Okay. So guys, thank you to my two wonderful, my co-host and my guest. It is really important, really appreciated. And no less importantly, thank you everyone who's watching. It really wouldn't be even a half the show without you guys. So until next week, have a wonderful week. Stay safe and look after yourself. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.